Hello everybody, welcome back to Throttle Grotto. This week we're back on the Rabbit with some good news and some more stuff to work on. So after last week's video, I decided to dig into the Rabbit a little bit and see what I could come up with. I found some things that were surprising. Replaced a few parts, and I think we've made pretty good progress on keeping the car running, first of all. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is we're just going to go to the old VCDS log here, and I'm going to scroll through here. So a few issues that happened here. One was the boost controller for the turbo was giving me issues, and that was clearly a problem. The gas pedal sensor signal too low, I cleared that out and it never came back. Ignition switch run start position, I'm still having issues with this one. This one is going to be in here when I scan it today. I know that for a fact. This is where things got a little interesting. Fuel pump mechanical malfunction. I've seen that come up a few times on here because I didn't use a Mark 6 pump. I used a generic pump that mounts in the tank. I thought maybe that's what was causing that. And we also have a electrical malfunction on the fuel pump circuit, which I thought was strange because that was something new that had come up, and it looks like it had come up 111 times. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So that's something to take note of. Fuel pressure too low during cold start, and fuel rail system pressure. Yes, I ran out of gas at one point. Fuel level too low. Yep. Charge pressure control actuator, so that relates back to the turbo actuator. And then the heating circuit for the O2 sensor, both for short to ground and open circuit. So both of these were issues that I had to look at. Okay, so now we'll do another fault code scan, and you'll have to be a little patient. For whatever reason, it doesn't communicate with the ECU quickly. Fault codes that come up. Hopefully it doesn't make a liar out of me. Okay, 3 fault codes found. I knew the ignition switch one was going to be a problem. Fuel pump malfunction. Now, I don't think I cleared these out since I replaced the parts. So, all right, so I started the car up, and we're going to check the fault codes. There we go. One found, fuel pump circuit electrical malfunction. Are you kidding me? So that's one frequency. Let's see here. How often is it happening? So apparently my short to ground problem that I had for the ignition is fixed. Now I have fuel pump circuit electrical malfunction. So what is that usually? Well, before it was back here, I have the control module for the fuel pump, and that was what the issue was. And once I replaced it, the car fired up and has been running great for a couple of days now. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that, because that's a junkyard controller that I have. I got it out of a parts car at the junkyard. So not entirely fixed, but I have driven it for like 2 days with no problems. Okay, so we still have a fuel pump electrical issue, and I'm not sure what that means, honestly. But I'll show you some of the stuff that I did to fix the problems that I had. So I had to go through and check all this wiring. I had used some of these little heat connect solder splices, whatever you call them, to do some of the wires in here, and some of them didn't feel great. So I cut and spliced the wires, and I also had 2 wires that were reversed. So that was causing problems with the heating circuit. And I also replaced the oxygen sensor. You can see by the condition of this oxygen sensor that it was basically running full rich all the time. So I don't know if that was a heat issue, if that was a lambda issue because the wire that was supposed to be reading didn't read. But I probably need to order a set of plugs as well, because if the oxygen sensor is this rich, I'm sure the plugs are as well. So I will have to get a new set of plugs for this engine. The other thing that I did was I replaced this. This is the actuator for the boost. So it's got a electrical, well, let's just pop the cover off of it and take a look at it. From what I remember, because I think I've had one of these apart before, trying to look inside to see if there's anything I could do to make it work better. Okay, so inside of here is literally a couple of electrical connections that drop down inside of those 2 holes there. Well, if I get my fingers out of the way. So 2 electrical connections go inside of those holes, which is probably some kind of sensor related object. And there's literally a motor with a gear that just goes back and forth, actuates the wastegate. So it's a pretty simple item. Okay, so for those of you that aren't familiar, this is located on the back side of the engine, down low, and there's an electrical connection that plugs into this. So I pulled it out. I pulled the spare one I have out, plugged it in, and actuated the key a few times, which kind of did this little funky action where it kicks the, kind of adjusts itself. And one of the reasons I knew this wasn't set up right was because after I'd turned the key off, you could hear this controller just whining, just me for a long time until it finally shut itself down. So I did that a few times and I could hear the controller shut itself off. I was like, well, all right, I'll put it in, hook everything up. Maybe it calibrated itself unhooked, and now, like when I cycle the key, you'll hear it run. As you might suspect, I'm wearing a different shirt, which means it's a completely different day, which means I was completely wrong. So I was going to drive it to work last night, and fortunately I left early, and anytime I got over like 3,500 RPM, it would just shut off. It would like start sputtering and dying. And I suspect that it was a fuel delivery issue. I think that the fuel pump / controller, there's something going on between the two. So I'm going to fire up the old laptop here and see. Let's get another scan. Let's see what's going on with the fault codes. 5. Oh, look at that. A leak in the air intake system. Well, that's a new one that I haven't seen before. Okay. Our ignition switch problem is back. Not a surprise. There we go. Fuel pump electrical malfunction. Two faults total. Fuel rail system pressure too low. Okay. And fuel level too low. So what that tells me is that probably the fuel pump that I installed is either failing or is not delivering enough fuel. So unfortunately, this is where we're at. It seems that the fuel pump that I put in the car initially is not delivering enough fuel. Explains why as the car increases in RPM, it needs more fuel, therefore it can't supply enough and cuts off. I'm going to have to pull the tank, clean the tank, get it washed out and dried after I drain all the fuel. And I have ordered a fuel ring adapter. If you're not familiar with this product, there's a few people that make them, but it is a threaded ring that you weld onto the gas tank that allows you to use a Mark IV, Mark V, Mark VI fuel pump basket assembly in the Rabbit tank. That will be an upcoming episode, is updating the fuel system in this car and seeing if fixing the fuel system fixes the problems I've been having with drivability. But I have 4 hours before I have to be back at work, so I'm going to go take a nap. So that's all for today from Throttle Grotto. Until next time, get out there and work on something.